Hello and welcome to our next video. In this lesson, we're going to get DataTables, which is a JS plugin for Jquery that allows us to do some really nice stuff with our data. We won't see this until way later in the course, but for now, we're going to go ahead and get it in our setup so that we have it ready to go when we need it. If you're struggling with the course right now, if you're struggling with what we're doing, you might want to skip this step for now and just come back and do this later after you have a little more practice. But hopefully you're able to follow along fairly well and you can give it a shot. Because what we're going to do is we're going to use the DataTables JavaScript plugin to actually render our data really nicely on our views later in the course. So here we go. Let's go out to DataTables. I just typed in DataTables and it gave me the link to DataTables.net. So let's click on that. And here we see the entire DataTables documentation, all of the stuff that you can do. And you can see it's really nice because it adds all this data templating, and we can actually do some things like searching. For example, they have the position junior technical author. It's the third line down there in the position column. If I just say author, you can see it automatically does sorting for me. Or like name, Nash. So there's my Nash or Jonas because I just had NAS. So really awesome stuff that is all wired up because of DataTables. So DataTables is an open source program that you can use. You can donate to it if you like it. You can also purchase licenses. And so basically we just need to make sure to get everything lined up correctly. We're going to go ahead and download a release package. So we're at datatables.net/download/packages. We're going to get DataTables 1.10.12. And let's just take a look and see what's all included in that. Once it's downloaded, hasn't completed yet. Let's extract it here. And this, of course, will take a moment to run. I'm going to pause the video so you don't have to watch all of this. And my extraction is completed, so let's take a look in DataTables here. And what we have is we can see that there are some examples where we can just see some code. That's going to be really handy later if you wanted to do more research into this. And what we're looking for actually is the media. And just to see what we have here, we have DataTables, whole bunch of different choices. I'll show you which one to get in a second. Same thing for the CSS. And then we have some images that we need to bring over. So we have that. There's one more thing that I want. Now, and there's also other different packages you could download. If you actually downloaded this entire package here, you would get all of the stuff that's included down here below. And then you'd have just to be able to sort it out. I want call reorder, which allows me to drag and drop columns. And so I'm going to get that one as well. Now, once you have these things installed and wired up correctly, you have to write some JavaScript to make them work. But I want just to have that column reorder so that I can basically drag and drop columns and change their order. And there's other things, of course, you can always add in. Or if you want all of this stuff and you play around with it later, just download from here where you could get the entire source package. So I'm going to get the call reorder as well. And I'm going to go ahead and unzip that one. And while we're unzipping that one, we'll start taking the DataTables.js, CSS, and images and put them into our project. So let's let that start running. And so what we're going to do is bring the DataTables.js, CSS, and images into our project. So we need to get our C drive going again here, our contact web folder. So let's go to CSS first. So we're using Bootstrap 3, not Bootstrap 4. We want the minified version. So we're going to bring datatables.bootstrap.min CSS. If for some reason you are using Bootstrap 4 and trying that out, you might try this one. I cannot guarantee that will work because I have not done it. So you're on your own if you take that path, and that's fine, because if Bootstrap 4 is in release mode by then, it probably won't be a big deal. The other thing I'm going to grab is jquery.datatables.min.css, because this one's just going to be needed for the entire layout as well. And I'm going to grab jquery.datatables_themeroller.css. So we don't need the UI kit, semantic, material, jQuery UI, or Foundation, or Bootstrap 4 unless you're using one of those instead of Bootstrap. Those are just all different frameworks that exist. So if you are interested in learning another framework other than Bootstrap, here are our list: Bootstrap 4, Foundation, jQuery UI, Material, Semantic UI, UI Kit. So just more information for you. All right, let's get back to work. So let's go to our JS, and we're going to go into our JS over here as well. Now, once again, we have some stuff to bring over. Let's bring over DataTables bootstrap min.js, and we'll put it into the library folder. I should have just opened that. And in case you're wondering, a lot of times I right-click and I just take it for granted that you know that right-click allows me to do dragging and dropping and moving and renaming and things like that. So if you're stuck and you keep getting stuck, how is he able to get that copy and move menu? It's because I'm right-clicking. So just be aware of that. So the other one we want is jquery.datatables.min.js. So we'll copy that here. So again, we don't need Foundation, jQuery UI, Material, Semantic UI, or UI Kit unless you are using those yourself in your own framework. So just keep that in mind later. You might need to use that if you change frameworks from Bootstrap for some reason. The other thing we're going to want is the images, just so they'll look nice out of the box. And you can see here that these are images that are just named with .png extensions. So if you don't like the way these look, you can create your own graphics. There's no reason not to. I'm going to just keep the default because this course is not about graphics art, but if you like to change things around, good place to play. So that basically gets data tables files that we need. Now let's get the call reorder files that we need as well. So we'll start over in the CSS, and we have call reorder bootstrap CSS. That's the minified version, so we'll bring that here. And we have the rest of those are all kits, so we don't need those. But if you, again, are using a different kit, get the one that makes the sense for you. If you're following along with me, we're just using Bootstrap, of course. So we're going to get datatables.callreorder.min.js and move that here. And then let's just see if there's any images. It doesn't look like it. It looks like there's some different examples here. Again, if you want to see an example of this in action, this probably won't work because it's saying file. In order to get this to work, you may have to go and actually put it on a server somewhere. So I'm not going to mess with that right now. But basically, anything you need to know about data tables is available at datatables.net. So once you get more advanced and get used to using it and see the power of the data tables, you're going to want to use this bookmark datatables.net as a reference, because there are many, many things that you can do that are really cool that save hours of JavaScript work. And so I'm just a huge proponent of this system. So the last thing we need to do to get data tables on our machine is, of course, put that into our project. So let's bring up our project here, and very quickly we'll just do the add existing items. And again, we're just going to need data tables, and data tables, and let's add those. And you can see I put those in the wrong place, so we're going to actually, I'm going to say exclude from project. I don't want to delete them, because if I accidentally delete them from the other folder, then I'd have to go get them again. So I'm going to add existing item, and I'm going to browse to my CSS folder and get the CSS files underneath the CSS folder. So that's a huge mistake I made there on my part, but I'm glad you saw me do that, because if you did it, you would see how I fixed it. So we're going to get the call reorder and data tables, and you can see that it actually did bring my JS files over into the folder, and that's why I'm a little confused here as to what I'm supposed to grab. So I'll have to clean that up later. So just anything that says data tables with the minified CSS, that's what we need, as well as that call reorder. So those are the four that we needed there. And then in my JS folder, let's go ahead and add what's out here, which is going to be data tables, and data tables. And then just to be clear, so you see me do this, I'm going out here, I'm going to CSS, and I would have been able to just hit delete. I would have been fine instead of saying exclude from project, but I don't want these in this folder, so I'm deleting them, and now they're gone. That concludes getting data tables ready to go on our system. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.